just Aaron right here at Question Period Canada. How you doing? So we've got this video that we want to show you about the worst of the worst in the Liberal Party. Jennifer O'Connell perhaps is that. She's probably not the nastiest, but she's one of the dumbest. She fits this blonde, dumb stereotype so well. Like, even a blonde is not going to be able to argue against that for a stereotype, she's a perfect fit. Let's take a look. Jennifer O'Connell, dumb as can be. Let's jump in.
Scam based on the revelations in the Auditor General's report.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Safety.
As we've said in this House time and time again, any misconduct in the procurement process is unacceptable. We accept that the President of the CBSA has initiated internal audits and issued some initial reports. Mr. Speaker, she has also referred some of the concerning reports to the RCMP, but members opposite should know it's not politicians who direct the RCMP, it's the RCMP who does this work, and the RCMP will set the mandate for wherever the case may lead, and we will accept that work. Mr. Speaker, we obviously accept the Auditor General's report. We thank her for this work. There are obviously some concerning allegations being initiated. This is precisely why CBSA initiated the audit. This is precisely why they then referred some materials to the RCMP. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't matter how many times the Conservatives say it. Politicians do not direct police investigations. It's the RCMP who will do this work, and we trust that they will follow the evidence, and again, procurement with any misconduct will come with consequences.
Will the PM join us and call on the RCMP to expand its investigation based on yesterday's shocking report from the Auditor General?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, any misconduct during a procurement process is completely unacceptable. This is precisely why when the CBSA learned of some irregularities, they immediately initiated an internal audit. Based on some of that work, Mr. Speaker, they referred some of these elements to the RCMP. It's unfortunate when situations like this occur, but Mr. Speaker, it is also the fact that the CBSA has been following the process to ensure that something like this can never happen again, and that any wrongdoing comes with consequences.
And RCMP to expand its investigation based on the revelations of yesterday's shocking Auditor General's report.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said before, it is not politicians who direct investigations with the RCMP, and the RCMP will determine the scope as the evidence permits. Mr. Speaker, it is important to know that any wrongdoing and misconduct in procurement will come with consequences. We have confidence that the CBSA is completing this work. They're doing initial audits, and as I've said, the RCMP is looking into the matters where necessary.
NDP. Right. Now, what Canadians want to know in this scandal that cost them millions is what did these Liberals promise the NDP in exchange for their vote to support the corruption of this government?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the issue of allegations of misconduct in the procurement process, we take that very seriously. On the other hand, you see the Conservatives contorting themselves to come up with catchy slogans. While they do so, we're actually doing the work to get to the bottom of what happened here, because, Mr. Speaker, anyone who acted inappropriately, there will be consequences, and we have already committed, the President of the CBSA has already implemented changes, but the Conservatives can stick to their slogans.
The Honourable Member from Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands and Rideau Lakes.
Well, it won't fit on a bumper sticker, but that member and everyone over there voted against the common sense Conservative motion calling for the Auditor General to investigate their corruption. And corruption is exactly what they found, and that's what they get on. That's that side of the House, on this side of the House, they have common sense Conservatives who will axe the tax and build the homes and fix the budget and stop the crime. So why did the NDP support these Liberals with the $60 million Arrive scam that saw Liberal insiders working in their basement getting paid millions while Canadians line up at their food banks? What did the Liberals promise the NDP?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, on the contrary, we support the work being done by the Auditor General, including the Information Commissioner. We want to get to the bottom of what happened here. Mr. Speaker, the CBSA President has been very forthright in sharing information with the committee. The Minister has spoken with her as well, ensuring that information is being shared because we welcome this work. And as I have said many times in this House, Mr. Speaker, any misconduct in the procurement process will come with consequences.
The Honourable Member from Brantford Grant.
Mr. Speaker, while common sense Conservatives will axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime, the NDP, Liberal Prime Minister, is not worth the cost, crime, or corruption after 8 years. Canadians are sick and tired of seeing the NDP leader pretend to be outraged over the Arrive scam. Let me remind the House that the Prime Minister needed votes to keep funding his $60 million Arrive scam, and the NDP came to their rescue. Joining Conservatives and voting no would have saved Canadians tens of millions of dollars.
Hear, hear.
Does the coalition between the Prime Minister and the NDP require them to fund the Arrive scam?
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, while the Conservatives want to pretend that this is an issue that the government doesn't take seriously, we do. Mr. Speaker, we are very concerned about these documents, and that is precisely why we support the Information Commissioner's decision to review this matter. And Mr. Speaker, CBSA has already indicated that they will work with the Information Commissioner on providing any information they have. As I've said before, we want to get to the bottom of this, and any wrongdoing will come with consequences. Madam Speaker, I find it incredibly interesting that while Conservatives pretend to care about Canadians, we are actually working to implement legislation and procedures to bring down prices like food, grocery prices, internet fees. And Madam Speaker, all while we're working hard for Canadians, you know what conservative lobbyists are doing? They're creating fake, secret lobbying companies to lobby the government while hiding from Canadians that it's the same chief advisors. And what did they lobby for, Madam Speaker? Higher internet costs. The Conservatives should come clean about who they're standing up.
This Prime Minister is not worth the cost, as he will raise the carbon tax to $2,618 in Saskatchewan. Why are they ignoring 70% of Canadians and 7 of our best premiers who want to axe the tax?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, once again, Conservatives stand in this place and talk about affordability measures. Meanwhile, their own chief lobbyist for the Leader of the Official Opposition is also lobbying on behalf of big grocers to not sign our Code of Conduct, Madam Speaker. We are working every day to bring in affordability measures to Canadians. While Conservatives talk a good talk, behind the scenes, they're there to help their wealthy, connected insider friends.
The Honourable Member Yorkton Melville.
Madam Speaker, last year alone, the Prime Minister paid consultants $21 billion, and now the RCMP has multiple investigations into these Liberal contracts. On the carbon tax, I would love nothing more than to watch this member face to face with the good people of Yorkton Melville and try to explain to them why they are paying $525 more in carbon taxes after the rebate this year. Why do they continue to ignore 70% of Canadians?
Great question.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I'm glad the member opposite brought up the use of consultants, because what happened the day after the 8th leader of the Conservative Party, the current leader of the official opposition, came into power? The very next day, their chief strategist created a secret lobbying company. That lobbying company then produced, they're yelling it's so secret we found out about it, Madam Speaker, not part of the plan, certainly.
Again, I'll get the honourable member to restart. I would ask members to please hold off on any comments or questions they have until they are being recognized. Order. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I'll repeat, the Conservatives heckle out so secret we found out about it. Yeah, not to their surprise, Canadians now know exactly what they're doing behind the scenes. They say one thing to Canadians, which is that they're going to stand up for them. But Madam Speaker, what they actually do is they set up secret companies to lobby for higher prices against Canadians' interests. Madam Speaker, you can't trust Conservatives because they're not in it for Canadians.
What the Prime Minister tabled this week is nothing more than a whitewash. We still don't have the receipts, and they don't have a plan to get taxpayers their money back. So just a number, how much money did these Liberals award fraudsters and scammers, and when will taxpayers get a refund?
Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, as I've said before in this place, we take these allegations extremely seriously. We expect all contractors in the procurement process and all rules to be followed. Anyone who doesn't follow those rules will come with consequences. CBSA has already put in place several new measures to improve the procurement process. There have been announcements made as well with the Minister of Procurement to ensure that the procurement process throughout government is transparent, accountable, and that questionable issues like this don't happen again.
We're going to wrap it up right here and send you off to the last stages. Jennifer O'Connell is a disaster. She's a bum, total loser, and she's not really even pretty. Like, I don't mean to say that, but I just did, so I guess I meant to say it. I don't know how she got to the spot that she's at, but she got there. Smelly cat, smelly cat. Gosh damn. I've been watching a lot of Canadian politics. I want other Canadians just to see it. They can make up their own minds, but look at this wild shit that happens in the House of Commons, man. It's crazy. I care about my viewers. I really appreciate that people watch. I think they do kind of care. We're building a community here. So I just want to say thank you to you.
Make her feel welcome. You guys, her name is Phoebe. You're obviously not their favorite pet. Sorry, but you have to really feel the lyrics. Like just like how, like they won't take you to the bed.